Hello everyone, glad to have you here. Get ready, because you'll join me to explore mysterious stories from the animals. 3 hearts. Blue blood. A body that can melt through cracks smaller than its own eyeball. If that sounds like science fiction, it's not. It's real. And it's called the octopus. The octopus isn't just another sea creature, it's an evolutionary experiment that seems to break every rule of biology. It has no bones, yet moves with precision. Its blood is copper-based, not iron-based like ours. And its heart doesn't even beat the same way when it swims, it shuts one off to save energy. So, how did something this strange become one of the smartest minds in the ocean? To understand the octopus, you have to enter its world, a place where shadows move, colors breathe, and the ground itself can change shape. Octopuses live everywhere from warm coral reefs to freezing polar seas. Some species grow no bigger than a golf ball. Others, like the giant Pacific octopus, can stretch longer than a car. They make homes inside rock crevices or abandoned shells, turning them into safe dens. Each habitat shapes how the animal survives. In shallow waters, camouflage is life. In the deep, patience and silence matter more. No two species live exactly the same way, and that's part of their genius. Every octopus is a designer, an architect, and sometimes a trickster. They rearrange their homes constantly, not just to stay safe, but to feel safe. Scientists believe these small choices hint at emotion, comfort, curiosity, maybe even playfulness. If a creature can build, plan, and play, how far does its mind really go? Imagine changing your skin's color, texture, and even pattern, faster than a camera can focus. For the octopus, that's just another Tuesday. An octopus's skin is covered in special color cells called chromatophores, tiny sacs filled with pigments like yellow, brown, and red. When the octopus wants to hide, it expands or shrinks these sacs using tiny muscles, just like turning pixels on a screen. But color isn't the full trick. Beneath the chromatophores are iridophores and leucophores, layers that reflect light, kind of like built-in mirrors. Together, these layers let the octopus mimic the shimmer of sunlight hitting sand, or the shadow under a rock. It's not just reacting to what it sees, it's predicting what you'll see. Scientists once thought the octopus copied colors around it. But new studies show something even stranger. It can sense light through its skin. Its skin cells contain light-sensitive proteins, similar to the ones in human eyes, letting it adjust without even looking. It's as if your arm could see and your skin could think. That's not an exaggeration, because more than half of an octopus's 500 million neurons are in its arms, not its brain. Each arm can taste, touch, and make decisions on its own, like a mini-computer. So if each arm has a mind of its own, who's really in charge? When we think of intelligence, we picture brains like ours, warm-blooded, social, maybe even furry. But the ocean had its own idea. In labs and aquariums, octopuses have solved puzzles, navigated mazes, and even learned by watching other octopuses. They can open child-proof jars, steal bait from traps, and remember solutions for weeks, not bad for an animal with no bones and no spine. One researcher once compared it to solving a Rubik's Cube with your tongue. Their problem-solving comes from powerful short-term and long-term memory. When they see a problem, like a sealed shell or a hidden crab, they test, observe, and adapt. This ability to plan and experiment puts them in rare company, alongside crows, dolphins, and chimpanzees. But intelligence, for the octopus, doesn't just live in its head. Each of its 8 arms contains its own mini-brain, allowing it to multitask. One arm explores, another pries, another steadies the body. It's as if your hands could cook dinner while your brain focused on conversation. And then there's creativity, something science can measure, but not always explain. Some species collect discarded shells or coconut halves, carry them for miles, and use them later as portable armor. That's tool use, once thought to be uniquely human. So how does a creature without bones outthink the ones who built submarines? Maybe intelligence isn't about what you have, it's about what you make of it. For all their brilliance, octopuses live fast and die young. Most don't see their 3rd birthday. After mating, a female octopus lays thousands of eggs inside a rocky cave. Then she guards them, not for days or weeks, but months. She stops hunting. She stops eating. She spends every heartbeat fanning fresh water across her eggs, keeping them clean and oxygen-rich. She becomes both a protector and a prisoner of her own devotion. Scientists have watched mothers waste away beside their hatching young, their bodies weakening until they die soon after. It's one of the most extreme acts of parental sacrifice in the animal kingdom, nature's way of making sure new life begins, even as the old fades. Each one begins its journey alone, no parent to teach, no family to follow. And yet, somehow, The cycle continues, perfect as ever. Male octopuses face their own short story. After mating, their bodies quickly break down in a natural process scientists call senescence, a rapid aging phase where cells self-destruct. In a few weeks, the same animal that outsmarted predators loses all strength, drifting away into the dark. For an animal so intelligent, life seems unfairly brief. But maybe. The octopus's power isn't how long it lives, it's how completely it lives. The ocean without octopuses would feel emptier. Not just visually, but functionally. Octopuses are essential predators. They help balance ecosystems by keeping populations of crabs, shrimp, and small fish in check. Without them, reefs could shift, too many grazers, too few cleaners, and the entire food web would wobble. In nature, balance isn't an accident. It's a conversation, and the octopus has been part of that dialogue for millions of years. Their presence influences where prey hide, how corals grow, and even how other hunters behave. But that balance is fragile. Pollution, warming seas, and industrial fishing are rewriting the rules faster than the octopus can adapt. They're masters of adaptation, but even the best disguise can't hide from a dying ocean. Some regions now see octopuses adapting by moving to cooler waters or shallower zones. Others aren't so lucky. And as demand for seafood rises, a new industry is emerging, octopus farming, sparking debates among scientists and ethicists alike. Should we really be farming one of the ocean's most complex minds? Critics argue it's nearly impossible to raise such intelligent, solitary animals humanely. Unlike fish, octopuses need space, stimulation, and challenges. In captivity, boredom and stress can turn deadly. Groups like the Monterey Bay Aquarium and NOAA warn that large-scale farming could harm wild ecosystems and cause suffering. If intelligence deserves respect, then maybe our smartest move is restraint. So what would it mean to protect not just a species, but a kind of mind we barely understand? Let's take a breath. And remember what we've just met. 8 arms. 3 hearts. Blue blood. A creature that can vanish, solve puzzles, use tools, and still chooses to die protecting its young. Its strength and softness, alien and familiar, all at once. Most animals survive by repetition. The octopus survives by imagination. It doesn't just adapt to its world, it reinvents itself every moment it's alive. That's not instinct alone, that's creativity, wired into biology. So maybe its greatest superpower isn't camouflage, or strength, or speed. Maybe it's the reminder that evolution doesn't need a plan, just the courage to experiment. What final lesson could a creature with 3 hearts possibly leave for us? Maybe that's what draws us to the octopus. It doesn't roar or chase or dominate. It observes. It adapts. It disappears, until it doesn't. In a world built on competition, the octopus survives through creativity and restraint. It reminds us that intelligence isn't about conquering, it's about connecting, to space, to instinct, to possibility. Every time it shifts its skin, it teaches us something simple. You don't have to be seen to make an impact. For millions of years, they've thrived without noise, armor, or bones, proof that soft can be strong, and quiet can be powerful. The octopus teaches us something we often forget, that strength doesn't always look like power, and intelligence doesn't always mean control. It thrives not by fighting the ocean, but by becoming part of it. It bends, blends, and adapts until survival feels like art. In a world where humans rush to stand out, the octopus reminds us of the quiet genius of fitting in. When life changes color around us, new jobs, new cities, new challenges, we can choose to resist, or we can learn to shift with grace. Adaptation isn't surrender. It's strategy. It's evolution at work. Every scar, every change, every version of ourselves we grow into, they're all proof that we, too, are capable of camouflage when the world demands it. And just like the octopus, our power lies not in being unshakable, but in being endlessly adaptable. So maybe the real superpower isn't strength or speed. It's imagination, the ability to see a world that changes, and change with it. Like this? Subscribe for more animal secrets, and drop the creature you want next. Who knows? The next story might just change how you see yourself, too.